back. You're watching Market Fatafat right here on ET Now. Let's kickstart the show ASAP and bring on board Soumya Sharma, ET Now's research analyst. And on the technicals, we have with us Himen Kaparia of KR Choksi Securities. Thanks to both of you for joining in. Good morning. And kickstarting the countdown of the big movers and shakers. Soumya, Interglobe Aviation or Indigo certainly is the synonym of all eyes.
Well, yes, and in fact, the jet crisis has indeed helped Indigo post a good set of numbers. Revenue was up by 36%. The PAT was up 5 times to nearly 589.6 crore rupees. Even the EBITDA margins improved from 19.5% to 27.8%. In fact, the management has guided for capacity addition of 30% YOY in Q1 and over FY20. Even Credit Suisse in their brokerage note today are maintaining an outperformed stance with a target price of 1800 per share. In fact, they say that the company has given strong guidance on capacity additions and profitability, which is indeed keeping the stock green today, off from the day's high, still gaining by over 1%.
Okay, that's Interglobe Aviation, 1% higher. Tata Motors as well is gaining today. This after the company in an investment analyst meet did say that yes, the near-term outlook does remain subdued. However, they seem to be pretty optimistic on being able to tackle the entire slowdown that is expected. In fact, they are saying that they sounded sanguine on the growth ahead for the industry, the PV industries in particular. Moreover, they believe that the EBIT margin guidance will improve. 4 to 6% is what they have increased it to for FY20 to 22 versus 3 to 5% in FY19 to 21. So that's a bit of a breather coming in for Tata Motors. Himen, today the Nifty Metal Index is soaring ahead. Hindalco is one such gainer. Your view on this one?
Well, very good morning to Mobina. I have a feeling that we are in a short-term uptrend. But some partial profit booking is recommended because we moved from 190 to 206. I think just a wee bit overbought. So if you have a medium term view hold, if you have a shorter term view, I would suggest a partial profit booking.
Profit booking is what Himen is recommending on Hindalco. Soumya, how are the numbers for NATCO Pharma?
Well, the company reported really weak set of numbers both on the profit and the bottom line. We saw a degrowth, talking about particularly about the revenues that were down by 40.6% to nearly 455.7 crore rupees. Even for profits, they were down by 60% to nearly 120.4 crore rupees. In fact, the management said that the flu season in USA was weaker than expected and resulting in write-off inventory valued at $5.5 million. And in fact, even on the domestic front, the things weren't really great when it comes to NATCO Pharma. The stocks, however, gaining slightly by over 0.2%.
Okay, that's NATCO Pharma for you. Now just about gaining 0.25%. Yes Bank meantime is seeing an interesting up move. It's the 4th straight day that we are seeing this kind of a surge at 153 rupees. It's now at a 2-week high. Reports are suggesting that the company may actually be considering exiting the asset management business. So by the way, that's an update coming in on Yes Bank. I mean, today even the IT stocks seem to be quite perky after being weak for the most part of the last few days. Your view on a TCS?
We saw some short build up in the Nifty IT last week. We are seeing short covering and now we are seeing a recovery. As far as TCS, Mobina 3% long build up, hold with a stop loss of 2065, target 2150. Oversold oscillator, they were given a crossover buy. A recovery or a bounce is underway.
All right, that's TCS for you. And today it's gaining approximately 1% the last time I checked. Soumya, important news coming in for JB Chemicals. What is it that the promoters have decided to do?
Well, this is an Economic Times report that we gathered this morning that promoters are looking for an exit route. They hold close to about 57% stake in JB Chemicals and have said to have hired investment banker Avendus to scout for a buyer. That's what we've gathered from the reports. The stock's gaining marginally by over 1.05%.
Actually, it's gaining now by approximately 3.8%. So yes, there was that dip witnessed in the beginning part of the day, but subsequently it was bought into. JB Chemicals higher by 3.8%. NHPC, and take a look at the way that stock is soaring after the company has delivered its 4th quarter numbers. Great top line growth, 72%. But mind you, there is that one-time income that has come in of approximately 400 crore rupees. So that as well has made it look optically higher. 72% jump in the revenue figure on a year-on-year basis. The margins as well were decent, 32% versus 31.5%. So the sales growth has sort of trickled into the bottom line, and it's That's a 4-time rise seen, almost a 3 times rise seen in the bottom line. Profits have grown from approximately 200 crores in the corresponding quarter to 493 crores. So a great going for NHPC's numbers, and the stock price is well duly reacting. Heymain, today we are waiting by for the numbers of Power Grid. Ahead of that, some green on the screen for Power Grid. It's held steady at around 188, 190 rupees. Your view, and what are you observing in terms of positions here?
Well, frankly speaking, Mobina, we are in a shorter term uptrend. And it seems more like a medium-term recovery, not a rally. We are walking into a lot of resistance around the 190, 192 level. So for safety's sake, I'd say book some profit. It's a very slow-moving stock, Mobina. It doesn't do much. It takes its own sweet time. So partial profit booking in anticipation of resistance at 192 is recommended.
Oh yes, it certainly is slow moving. It's only in the last 4-5 days, perhaps in light of the entire infrastructure theme, that we are seeing the stock price see some traction. Today it's higher in trade. Of course, Samia, the big newsmaker along with Interglobe Aviation is also Zee Entertainment. How are the numbers, and of course, what did the management say to ET now?
Well, talking about the numbers, it was a mixed bag when it comes to Zee Entertainment. The revenue was up by 17%. The PAT was up by 26.8% to nearly 292.5 crore rupees. On the margin front, we saw some amount of contraction from 35.3% to 28.6%. Ad revenue was up by 16%, and subscription revenues were up by 3.4% compared to the last year. But what's to be noted here is the promoters have been seen signing binding pact for stake sale by July. That's what everyone's gathering on the street as far as the stake sale is concerned. Talking about this, all the brokerages have either revised their price targets for Zee, or have, just for instance, we have Credit Suisse downgrading the stock to neutral from outperform, and Nomura and CLSA reducing the target price as far as Zee Entertainment is concerned. But the stock is gaining by 3.6% today in trade.
Okay, well, another stock that's buzzing away in trade is Time Technoplast, and this is after it delivered a great set of numbers in the fourth quarter. Again, steady growth all over. Revenues have risen 14.8% at 1,082 crore rupees. Margins 15.7% versus 15.5%, so steady as ever. And profits certainly have expanded significantly, a 1/3 increase in the profits at 73.7 crore rupees, 33% higher. And Time Technoplast is among the top Nifty 500 gainers today in trade. Samya, what about Adani Ports? How are the numbers there?
Well, I would say the numbers were strong given what the street was expecting from Adani Ports. The revenue was up by was down by 3.2%, but I think it was slightly better than what the entire street was estimating as far as revenue is concerned. On the profit front, also we saw a good growth of 38.7% to nearly 1,285.4 crore rupees. In fact, the company also reported an exceptional loss of close to about 69 crores in this quarter, and even the margins improved from 53.8% to 66.2% compared to the last year. In fact, CLSA said that they've maintained a good guidance for FY20, and they have a buy stance. The target price 475 per share. Now that's what CLSA is maintaining as far as Adani Ports is concerned.
Okay. Well, more numbers then, and Thomas Cook has delivered its fourth quarter numbers. The revenue has grown 13.1% at 1,363 crores, and this time around they've delivered a profit. However, mind you, the numbers are not exactly comparable, and they have to be adjusted for certain restructuring exercises that Thomas Cook has undertaken. So not exactly comparable. It's more or less of a mixed bag for Thomas Cook in the fourth quarter, and the stock price is down 1.4%. Heymain, let's talk about BHEL. You know, again, for the last few days, on account of the entire election verdict, we have seen traction on this stock and several other infra stocks. Today, however, they are taking it a bit easy. What would you recommend traders do with BHEL?
I'd say hold with a stop loss of 69, a target of 78, Mubina. It's in a short term, possibly a medium term uptrend, and surprisingly enough, after years, some of the monthly mechanical indicators like the MACD are signaling a buy Mubina. So I feel a short, medium, and even a longer term revival is around the corner.
Well, with that, unfortunately, we're out of time, so we'll have to wrap it up. Thank you, Heymain, for joining in and sharing your technical strategies with our viewers. Soumya, to you as well. We'll wrap it up. Coming up next is Markets at Noon.